my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and I'm joined with Derek Hunter.
Hello.
Hey, so I was just like chatting with him, and he was like telling me about how he's doing the inserts for The Walking Dead. So if you ever get the deluxe editions of Walking Dead, at the very back, I believe it's at the very back,
you get
like a little mini story that's kind of cool, actually. It's fun stuff. I gotta say, it's really fun stuff.
Thank you.
So tell me about how you got in touch with Kirkham. How did that all happen?
So before that, I did a book called Pretty Violent through Image Comics about a little girl who wants to be a superhero, but she's raised by villains, so she doesn't know how to be good.
Oh, no.
And when I pitched that through Image Comics, Robert Kirkman was really supportive of the idea, and he wrote me a nice pull quote for issue 1. And as he was printing Walking Dead Deluxe, he was very mindful to have it be a special presentation of Walking Dead, full color. In the back, there's like pinups and variant covers that are presented there. And he also has this section where he kind of like shows his original outline and talks about how things changed and why he did things this way or that way. But towards issue 70, he started running out of extra things to put in the book. And he's just like, I don't know. I don't want to run ads. I don't know what to do with these extra pages.
Couple pages, yeah.
And so he just, we were hanging out. We were hanging out one day, and I was just, because he lives near me and we get together sometimes, and we were just talking, and it kind of just hit him like, oh my gosh, I could get Derek to do 2 pages in every issue. And I work full-time in animation, so I don't have a ton of time to devote to comics, but
2 pages.
2 pages every issue, 2 issues a month, 4 pages a month. I can do that on top of my work on Batman or DuckTales or whatever,
Wow. So you said Batman and DuckTales.
Currently working on Batman at Warner Brothers, new series called Bat Family.
Okay.
Hopefully come out next year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is that with, so is it going to like introduce like a whole bunch of new characters, or is it?
I'm not sure how much I can say about it, but there was a movie on Amazon last year called Merry Little Batman.
Okay.
And it's a series based on that style and that world with those characters.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. So, so he's not going to give us away what books to spec on.
It's above my pay grade. I don't want to get fired.
No, I get it. Don't worry. So very cool. And you said you worked on some other animation projects. So, like, what other ones?
Yeah, I worked on, my first job in animation was on Adventure Time.
Okay.
So I worked on Adventure Time seasons 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then moved on to DuckTales and moved over to Netflix, where I worked on Kid Cosmic, which was Craig McCracken's show, and he did Powerpuff Girls and Wander Over Yonder. Girls, and then had a brief stint at Fox working on The Great North, and now I'm over at Warner Brothers working on Bat Family.
Wow, very cool. And how time consuming is it working on these animation projects?
It's a full 40-hour week for sure. Definitely, and it's very creatively intense. So at the end of the day, when I want to come home and work on comics, sometimes I'm a little bit spent.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And but I love making comics. That's always been my goal in life, is to do comics. So I always have a little bit left in the tank for comics.
Is it the case that you're doing everything digitally with animation?
With animation, everything is digital. I draw. So I'm an environment designer. I draw the backgrounds.
That's what I was wondering if it's like
So it's all on Photoshop, and I just do the black and white line art based on the storyboard panels, and then send it off to the color department, who sends it off overseas for the animation to be put on it.
Wow.
And it's a full day for sure, but as a storyteller in comics, it's a different gear to operate in, telling stories and doing sequentials with characters and all that stuff is more than just drawing the backgrounds. So it's different enough that I generally can muster the strength to get through something at the end of the day.
And do you find it in a way a bit of a palette cleanse to do the comic art?
Oh, I need it.
It's like a different style. It's a different kind of creative.
I need it creatively for sure. Because, as great as it is to work in animation, ultimately I'm servicing the needs of the creator of the show.
Yeah.
I'm not making my own personal choices. I'm trying to intuit what choices they would want me to make because I know their style and their taste and all that. So to be able to have an avenue through which I can just express myself without any editorial oversight or judgment or, you know, restrictions based on the needs of a boss or whatever.
Even when you were talking about the Walking Dead work that you're doing.
Right here, actually, Walking Dead Small Bites, convention exclusive, not available online.
Oh, yeah? You
got a little bit of, oops, and I ripped this one, so I'll be putting that in my bag for later.
Okay.
But yeah, just some, these are black and white pages. It's just a self-published thing.
But no, that's very cool.
But,
so my point is, like, you have all the artistic and creative freedom that you want.
Yeah.
That's the cool part.
With the Walking Dead stuff, I write it and draw it and color it and letter it. So it's all me, and Robert has been super cool with just like, do what you want.
Very
and
cool.
I've gotten a few notes where like I go a little bit too blue for him.
Well, I saw some like,
nudity.
I
drew some nudity, and he's like, "Hey, let's move that off the page,
tone it down a bit." Yeah,
which is totally his prerogative. But like, as far as like, I make some weird choices with characters and all that, and he's like, "That's fine. You're having fun, and it's supposed to be fun and out of character."
Yeah. I liked the fact that it's kind of got that. I don't want to like make it sound weird, but like Scotty Young.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's like totally. He's been a friend of mine for many years, and I've been inspired by his work. We used to Skype a lot back and forth.
Yeah.
So like while he
I was feeling it was like Scotty Young meets The Walking Dead.
Yeah, for sure.
Such a weird description. But...
And to have the sensibility of superhero comics, like both Scotty and I do, but wanting to draw it cartoony.
Yeah.
It's not something you see a lot in comics, so that comparison is definitely one that I hear a lot because, you know, if you draw cartoony, most people just do like cutesy kid books.
Yes.
But I like the superhero, the fights and the blood and the gore.
Well,
but I also like to draw cartoons.
You got along with Kirkman. I mean, Invincible and all those are very over the top.
Yeah,
right?
And he's such a great writer. I love his work so much. So to be able to just be a small part of his broader Skybound universe is super fun.
Very cool, very cool. So, quickly, where can people find you and like connect with you?
Yeah, Instagram is probably the best way to reach me. Derek Draws, DerekDraws on Instagram, and you know, check out my work there. I've got a link to my store, comics and prints and all that stuff.
Very cool. And I'll put all the links in the description of the video, so check him out. Really great guy. Thank you again for doing this interview.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Bye.